Hey guys, this is Mrs. Gastler, and in this video we're going to talk about Newton's first law. I'm going to be using Cornell paper, so go ahead and grab yourself a sheet of Cornell paper and we're going to fill it out together. Are you ready? Alright, so our topic is Newton's first law. Over here you're going to put your name, the class period, and the date. I'm not going to fill that in for you, but you should. And our essential question, well, I didn't write it quite as a question, but I could say, how do you state Newton's first law of motion and explain what it means for an object? So this is our goal here for these notes. Okay, so we're going to start by stating Newton's first law of motion. Okay, so Newton's first law of motion, this is how I like to word it. An object, and I'm going to kind of write it in a particular way. You should try and follow that. At rest or in motion will stay at rest or in motion. See how I lined those up? You should too. Unless acted on by an unbalanced force. Okay? That's what Newton's first law says. An object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion unless acted on by an unbalanced force. So these go together here, these go together here. So whatever it's doing, it's going to stay doing. That's what that means. Okay. And Newton came up with this other term called inertia to help us understand what an object is doing. And inertia, it's kind of like hair color or eye color or stubbornness. It is the tendency to resist a change in motion. And so just so we're clear, when we talk about that change, we mean acceleration. Okay, and remember that acceleration is speeding up, slowing down, or turning. So if an object is turning or speeding up or slowing down, that means that there has to be a force. That's actually how we use this. So let's talk about what that means. Okay, so this is the type of motion that we're doing here. I forgot. There we go. Okay. All right, so what does the law mean? It means that objects won't change what they are doing. That means they won't speed up, slow down, or turn unless forced to, and there's a little fun play on words for you, forced to, okay? So you have to have a force in order for it to change what it's doing. So to speed up, slow down, or turn, there has to be some sort of outside force, okay? So if there is no change, that tells you that the net force is zero. And remember, we called those balanced forces, okay? The net force is zero if there is no change. That's how you can use this. If there is a change, then you know that the net force is not zero. That means that some force is winning a game. We end up with our unbalanced forces. Okay. So that's pretty much it. So the way that you use Newton's first law is basically right here. If you know what an object is currently doing, then you know it's not going to change. So how to apply it? So in any situation, in a situation, objects need a force to change. So you can know that it wants to. Objects want to stay the same. And I'm going to put want in quotes here because they don't actually have thoughts or feelings, to stay the same, but they don't want to change what they're doing. So if you have an object and it's moving, you know that it's going to keep on doing that until something stops it. And if you have an object that's at rest, you know that it's not going to start moving unless something forces it to do it. So that's what we use Newton's first law to do. Okay, so there's some practice for you to work on, maybe some discussion questions in Schoology. If you have any questions about how to apply Newton's first law, make sure you ask your teacher. Thanks for watching.